Hey, welcome back for part 2 of the GCLaser car repair shop. So we've got the track all laid in. That's all been modified. We've got most of the scenery kind of caught up. I have to get the base laid in. One of the problems that I have is I don't like to glue anything down, but it looks like this one's going to have to be glued in place to keep this perfectly flat for where the track comes in. If you are going to do this, something you might think about is actually putting the track in here and gluing it, and then on your layout bring it up and match it to where you want it to be. I think it may be a little bit easier, but my track is in place on the layout. This is going to fit over it, and we're going to glue it down. Something I thought about, since I run foam underneath mine, was to actually get some of those small plastic inserts that you put in the wall, and then you can put a screw in there to hold a picture or something, real small ones. Putting a hole in and gluing that in my foam, and then putting a small hole and a screw in there to hold this in place, so I could keep it removable. But I think we're going to go the other route, and we're actually going to glue this down flat. And if I ever have to move, oh well, it is in a section of the module that can come out as a unit, so we'll go that route. Got all the sub-assemblies, most of the painting is done, so we're ready to install that base plate. One of the things I wanted to talk about for a moment, 3D printing. It's really kind of nice. So with this kit, you don't get any doors or stuff for inside, and it took me a matter of minutes to kind of design and then print some doors out to go in here, give it a little bit. I'm probably going to print some ventilators out. Shop always needs a compressor, so we'll probably install that in the corner. I haven't got that painted out yet in detail, but we'll get that done. And here's one that for your hoist carriers here. I actually came up with a small, looks like a hoist that'll go in here with the hook on it and hang down in there to give a little more detail in there. So enough talking about it. Let's get started, and we'll start assembling the building. Okay, for the base, we're going to get that laid in. With glue, and to make sure that that is pressed down all the way. Now with the base in place, I started attaching the walls. Yellow glue, tacky fast and sets up well. Girders going in. Here I use white glue. Recommend that you test fit everything first and make sure that the slots are cleaned out. That those girders go all the way down, not sticking up to put the roof a little bit askew. But that went together quite easy. Got the beams up in there. That was probably the hardest part of the whole thing. Okay, we have this portion of it complete. Next I'll start assembling the crane assemblies that go in before I put the top area on. A couple of points when you're putting the girders in, make sure that they fit. In fact, I recommend test fitting everything before you apply the glue and put it in. Make sure your girders are all the way down here on the sides, and they all the way pressed in. I had this one right here, and it wouldn't go in, and I had to pull it out real quick before the glue set and clean the slot out. So I recommend that you do that to all of them. Check the slots, clean them, make sure everything fits correctly before you do it. And probably other than that, the hardest part was getting these up and in place, getting those to line up. Once again, test fitted everything before I put glue on it and held them up in there. So we have this part. We'll get cranes. We'll get see if we can get a little bit of hardware to go in there, and then I think the top will go on before I put the side on. So that'll be the next one, is to getting all these. There's quite a few little tabs that have to be lined up with the roof. And we've got the crane hoist in with the hoist mounted to it. Let's see if I can get a... We're going to put some workbenches in now. Work table. On the roof, they do give you a piece of paper material to put across the top to give you a roof texture. I decided to go with the Rust-Oleum textured paint that they have out now, and it's really great for industrial roofs. It really puts just a nice finish on it. So we've got that ready to go, and the skylights, they once again give you a covering to go over those also, if you'd like to do that. I could have painted that out with the but once again, with the 3D printer, I decided I thought I'd try to make it look like some solar panels were up on top of the roof. So we're going to get ready and put those on, and then we'll install them on the roof. Okay, we have the roof put together with the skylights on it. Got the 3D printed parts out on top for the skylight. This roof is removable. The sides are all glued on. The equipment is in, so let's go take a look at the finished product. Okay, here's the finished product. The top went on exceptionally well. Once again, test fit this piece before you glue it in. And we'll slip the top on it. Drops in very nicely. So there we have the car repair shop. Okay, that's going to bring to a close the review on the GCLaser car repair shop. But this was an excellent kit, very well engineered. Detail inside is great. And if you want to add more detail, the STL files for your laser printer are at Thinfiverse. Just look for a GCLaser and those will pop up for you. But I really have to give this kit a couple of thumbs up. It's very well done. I recommend it for anybody. So that is going to bring this one to a close. It's going to actually wrap up 2018, and we'll look for you hopefully in 2019. The very best to you and your family. Merry Christmas. Have a great, prosperous New Year. Thanks for watching.